From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. This is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week on Americana Outdoors, we're spilling all sorts of secrets from secret lures, from how they made their mark in the fishing world to all the stupid bass fishing baits, hooks, and lures they carry. And who better to give us the history on all things stupid than the secret lures man himself, Danny Blandford. Take it away, Danny.
The company is probably one of Indiana's best kept fishing secrets, and it did a great job of doing that for nearly 20 years. That started to change about 36 months ago or a little more when my wife Holly and I purchased the company and started to work on building, scaling, and preparing the company to get our secret out. You know, throughout the Midwest, we're known as the Stupid Tube Company, which is great. The Stupid Tube line of products is what sent 3 regional anglers onto the Bassmasters Classic. But Secret Lures is so much more, and that's really what today's about. I'm gonna be your tour guide through what Holly and I call our little tackle box. A couple thousand square feet around me of products that we're confident can help you have more success on the water. And this applies whether you're a tournament angler who hopes to get one more bite to round out that limit, or you're a recreational person who wants to walk down on the dock and catch one before dinner. We have a ton of products that can help you do those things beyond the scope of the Stupid Tube line of products, and we're really looking forward to sharing some of that with you today. So we can't talk secret lures without talking stupid tubes, which is kind of a dangerous thing for me because I could go on for days about stupid tubes. But in this segment of the program, what we actually want to talk about is one of the most common mistakes we see our online customers making. The way I like to look at stupid tube sizing and hook selection is this. We've got 3 sizes of tubes. We've got the stupid tube, which is smaller than, say, a size of a roll of dimes. We have our Flippin Tube, which kind of falls between a roll of dimes and a roll of pennies. And we have our big dummy, which is somewhere between a roll of pennies and a roll of nickels. Now, in regards to hook selection, the standard 3.7 Stupid Tube is designed for the STH line of hooks. The HD hook does fit it, but we don't recommend it. It doesn't fit well, and it's an awkward rig, so we try to steer people away from putting the HD hook in the 3.7. That hook in particular was made to fit the other 2 sizes. The HD is the perfect hook for the 4.2 Flippin Stupid Tube. That's the middle size one. If you want to go even larger, that's where the 4.5 Big Dummy comes in. What we found through customer feedback on the Big Dummy was guys wanted to take this out and expand their tube game to deeper water, more offshore type stuff. And that's where the Stupid Tube Ledge Head was born. It is the only jig head in the series that's a 5/0. Also has what I call a cross-eyed line tie. This is set up perfect for dragging. Just like you would drag a football jig, now you can rig a big weight in a tube and drag a tube. Obviously a person can tinker with these and come up with unique applications in different scenarios, but out of the gate, check out our chart. Shows you everything you need to know about which hooks are suitable for which tubes. It's available on our website, and it's available here in the program as well. Check that out, and if you're gonna do something stupid, make sure you do it right.
To kick things off, let's throw it back to our time on the water with Jeff Reynolds and Terry McWilliams.
To me, a stupid tube is what I'm throwing right now, which is a 3.7, and I throw it on a 4/0 hook and usually use an 1/8, 3/16. And sometimes they eat when you don't even realize it.
Oh, you got a good one?
And that's going to get me to another part of the stupid tube, the way to fish it. You can't fish it wrong, and you can't fish it too slow.
More or less, you just got to fish it, right?
Yeah. You're trying to represent a crawdad, unless you're throwing a white one, you're trying to represent a shad.
Yep.
And as you can see, it sticks them pretty good.
It sticks them good. There's one.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, that's...
mean ones back here anyway.
They are. Heck yeah.
Now, was you working it?
Not very much. I was kind of doing what you was
Slow
talking about. I
down.
slowed it down because I had been working it a bunch.
Right, I
you
know you've been working it.
I've been swimming it some and just working it pretty fast. And that time, just like you were talking about, slowed it down and just let the bait do the work.
What triggers the bite is just the erratic action of it. And you think about the fact that over the course of the season, these fish have seen hundreds of baits drop past their face, just bloop to the bottom. And with Stupid Tube, that thing hits and it may swim towards them, it may swim away from them, but it's gonna go in a spiral to the bottom, and any kind of rod movement will make it dart and jump. So instead of moving in a linear fashion just straight from point A to point B, it's bouncing all over the place. And the Stupid Tube is one of the few soft plastic baits that you can do that with and maintain bottom contact. And that's really a big part of what makes it work, is that erratic action and that hunting behavior on the bottom.
Coming up, we'll learn about a recent addition to the Secret Lures collection of stupid baits and see it in action on the water.
Trust. It comes from experience. Long seasons, short nights. Lessons learned and shared. Sometimes it's easy, but usually it isn't. Seasons come and go, and few things last. But the ones that do are the ones you trust.
You have a full-time job and you want to be a full-time angler. Don't waste time scouting. You want to catch fish. That's where Garmin comes in. Our mapping with Navionics data lets you see more detail than the fish do. It's kind of a big deal. Oh, and our industry-leading live sonar is so crisp and clear you'll think you jumped in. You're welcome. Now, if only we had a powerful, efficient, whisper-quiet trolling motor. Actually, we do. It's called Force. We knew you'd like that. Less time finding, more time catching fish. Only with Garmin.
When there's miles of water in front of you and hundreds of feet below, you need a boat with the chops to dominate, no matter the conditions. With the strength and technology to overcome the elements and the competition. Ranger boats, still building legends, one at a time.
Welcome back to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin.
We've hit on Secret Lures, we've hit on our first claim to fame, which is the Stupid Tube. The Stupid Tube itself, been a great product for us, still continues to catch a ton of fish. We wanted to take some of the attributes of the Stupid Tube and the Stupid style of fishing, really, with that jig head, and figure out what else we could do with that along the lines of hollow bait technology. The first creation to come out of Secret Lures along those lines is our new Stupid Craw. 3.7 inches of crawdad goodness, just like the Stupid Tube, but injection molded that allowed us to put some features in this we wish every tube had. We've got a hook trough on the back to protect your hook point, rigging dots on the bottom to make rigging it a total snap. Most importantly, we've got the most active pinchers you'll find on a crawl bait out there. And collectively, these things together, when paired with a 4/0 STH Stupid Tube jig head, will give you a crawl worm, crawl tube, crawl bait like you haven't seen before. Tons of opportunities with the new Stupid Craw. And rather than boring you with my talking, I want to get out on the water and let the guys out there show you a little bit about the bait and what it could do for your fishing this year.
Good one. That right there is fun. 65-pound braid, big heavy rod, the Stupid Craw, and flipping back into gnarly stuff. Man, that was a fun bite right there. Flipped over the top of them cattails. Thank you, Mr. Fish. Oh yeah. The one thing I like the most about this Stupid Craw is the size of it. It's a little bulkier than some plastics, and there's some that are bulkier, but it's just it's a good thick body, which it's a hollow body. It's a tube style bait, hollow in the middle, where you put rattles or whatever you want to in it. Got these little legs that's got a lot of action to them. And it's just a good bait to slide through these cattails, getting thick cover. You know, you're not having to shake it to get it in there. It just goes right through there. And for me, the bulkiness, you know, I just feel like I catch better fish like that. Great bait, soft bait, easy to set a hook on, and catch big ones just like that. Let's get another one.
We're hopping over to Choke Canyon Reservoir, where Wade Middleton has been landing fish after fish with the Stupid Craw, to the point they've turned his bait into a stupid grasshopper. Let's see how easy it is to re-rig this bait.
Those two little rigging dots sure make things easy, and then that little channel right there to put the bait inside and poke the eye out like that. You're good to go. Keeping a bait straight is so important in any type of fishing. It helps keep the kinks out of your line. So I'm a big believer, you know, in trying to keep that bait as straight as you can. And with this Stupid Craw, the way it kind of sets up with that little channel there, you got little ridges in between it. It allows you to, you know, come out perfect using those dots to rig it the right way. Oh, we got one shaking his head that time. A little better one. A little deeper out on the point. I mean, you can watch me just sitting here. I mean, we're watching everybody else, and I'm just throwing out and shaking my Stupid Craw. And I'm not saying this is the only bait you can catch them on, but boy, it sure seems to be working. Come here, buddy.
When we come back, we'll learn why Secret Lures jig heads are the MVPs.
Attention anglers, are you looking for soft tubes or craws? How about big jigs, little jigs, and shaky heads of all sorts and sizes? Do you want some sweet swim jigs that you can take all across the country? When's the last time you stocked up on frogs, wacky rigs, or big old lead shakers? Maybe you just need a few swim bait heads, finesse jigs, and some good old Stupid Tube jig heads. You'll find all that and more fishing gear when you go online and shop the entire selection of Secret Lures now.
Your time on the water is precious. You return season after season to make unforgettable memories, fight a few fish, reconnect with friends, and recenter yourself. If you count on having this time, you need an outboard you can count on to power it. That's why boaters stay with Yamaha for the long run, for life. They know reliability starts here.
Welcome back to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin.
All right, we're back for this segment, and something I want to hit on is jig selection. The Secret Lures jig lineup can be broken down into 4 categories: the MVP Flippin', the MVP Football, the MVP Swim, and the MVP Finesse. And really their names tell you a lot about what you need to know, and I think choosing the right jig for the right application will help translate into better success on the water, and that's what we're here for today. As the name implies, a football jig is simply a jig with a football-shaped head. If you notice, we've got the oblong shape of the football. The reason why is it gives you a wide, stable surface area. So you get good bottom contact and it stays there. We've got some great footage showing how this digs, scoops, and puts up puffs of mud and gravel. That draws more attention. You're creating sound and sight that a bass can key in on top of the fact that you're dragging something that looks very natural like a crawfish. Let's throw it out to the guys on the water, see this thing in action, and we'll come back and we'll talk about more jigs.
Oh, yeah, good one.
He ate that thing. But you know, that's the neat thing about this, the Secret Lures football jig. It's that pivot divot head is what it's called. And it makes that bait sit up off the bottom, or make the hook sit up off the bottom. And it's so much easier to get a hook in the mouth. You could see I had that fish hooked in the top of the mouth. Now he was down deep, but it makes a big difference on hooking fish.
Yeah, and I think it also helps you keep in contact with some of those rocks sometimes. Instead of just over the top, it just kind of digs in and rolls up there.
It's amazing how much more you feel with it, because I've thrown a bunch of different football jigs and feeling the difference in the way it drags across the bottom. And the biggest thing I noticed with it was on the lead shaker. It almost felt like a crankbait digging in the bottom. Yeah. And man, it makes a huge difference. And I think it makes a difference in the way that bait's jumping across the bottom. It's not just sliding across the bottom, it's actually, moving like a crawdad.
Crawdad, throwing up little dust balls,
yep.
Or mud balls, for lack of a better word.
Absolutely, yep. That's a dang fish. Come over there and grab that.
Ate it right off the bottom.
Did you see that?
I did.
I was hung up trying to get my jig unhung, just sitting there bouncing it. When it come off, he smoked it.
He'd been sitting there looking at it the whole time, didn't he? Came unhooked and whack. Yeah. Another twin.
You talking about a shocker.
It didn't take you long to set the hook on him once you knew what happened. That's like a flipping bite down there.
Oh man, that's a good one there. Good, fat, healthy fish. Secret Lures MVP football jig.
Man, I love that type of stuff. The fish catches, the underwater footage. You know, we're bass junkies here, and we just love it all. And I truly enjoy seeing these guys out on the water having success with our products. And along those lines, I think probably the most successful product in our jig lineup for most customers is our MVP swim jig. Several different colors available, 3 different weights, each hook with a little bit different application. I think if you think through your specific fishing situations, you'll find that there's an MVP swim jig that is perfect for your body of water.
Golly, come out of there. Golly. You know, that's why a swim jig is so effective. You can see that brush right there. I just reeled it through that 4 trees. There are little forks in the tree right there, and bam! I mean, he just come up and smashed it right away. You know, that's a good aggressive bite, and just provides a different look to everything you're doing. God, what a strike! God, the fish jumped all the way out of the water. That is swim jig fishing right there. Golly. Like I was talking about, I made 5 casts to that tree, made 1 to that one, and he just sharked out of the water for it. That is so cool. What a bite. What a bite. Big old chunky fish right there. When you look at a swim jig, this is the Secret Lure swim jig, and they've got 3 different ones. They've got one for the north, one for the south, and then really a real heavy duty one. Multitude of different weight sizes as well to be able to allow you to mix up, you know, your presentations. Right now there's a lot of grass underneath the water right here, so I'm trying to basically reel one that's a little bit lighter. I mean, you've got a weed guard as well to kind of protect that heavy duty hook. And you know, down here I want as big a hook as I possibly can. There he is. Golly, that fish has just annihilated it. Got him right in the brush. Another good one out of the hardwoods. He has that swim bait all the way down in there. Look at that. Such a great dynamic bait for fishing in this type of cover. Just a steady retrieve, a little pumping action, keep that skirt moving. Water temperature over 60. I mean, it is a dynamite way to catch a lot of fish.
After the break, Danny's shaking things up and closing out the show with one of Secret Lure's most popular products. From sun up to sundown, day in and day out, we work hard. We play hard. And to keep us going during those long hours, we demand performance. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler.
Born in Japan, using technology, innovation, and precision, Sunline produces the widest selection of fishing lines at the most technologically advanced line factory in the world. Manufactured at the strictest tolerances to produce victories at the highest levels of tournament bass fishing. From household names like Christie, Swindle, and Cruz, to young guns like Cook, Logan, New, and Welcher, they all trust Sunline to take them to the top of the leaderboard. Choose the line that will give you the strength to guarantee your confidence. Sunline.
Welcome back to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin.
Okay, so we've spent a lot of time talking tubes, talking jig heads, and at this point we're kind of ready to, let's say, get the lead out. And I want to talk to you about one of our most popular leaded items outside of the Stupid Tube line of products, and that is the Shaky head. You know, the Shaky head's been around for decades now. It's a very simple way to fish. Tournament anglers refer to it as the old limit getter, and it's also something that's great for young or inexperienced anglers because you've got your hook and your sinker all together, you tie on one lure, and you get to work and go fishing. Let's actually start this segment with some time on the water and taking a look at the shaky head underwater, and then when we come back, well, we'll get to the point.
There's one. Golly, he like jerked right out of my hand. Oh yeah, he got him a mouthful of the old lead shaker. Old lead shaker done it again. That's a nice fish, healthy fish. Let him go back down there. You know, one of the neatest things about this bait is the way it sets in the water. As you can see, that little concave spot in the head right there, that's what comes the name pivot divot head. But the way that bait sets, it's just like that. And in the water, that tail will be up there just wiggling around, and I mean pretty much doing all the work. And when you drag it across the bottom, it's just bumping the bottom like that as it comes through. And them fish, I think a lot of them fish hear it hitting them rocks, kind of like crawdads will be clicking, you know, and just something to get their attention. And then when they see it just floating up there, coming through there, they can't stand it, and they will eat it. Fish catching machine. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Golly. Boy, that's a good one there. Come here, baby. Easy. Oh yeah. Look at that right there, boys. Look how fat that fish is. That is by far now my favorite bait. Not because of this fish, but the last 2 years, I've caught more fish on a lead shaker than everything else put together. It's getting now where once that spawn's over with, that's on the deck of my boat all the time. Whether it's a 1/2 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce, 3/4 ounce, just depends on how deep the fish are. Let's get her back in the water. Thank you, girl. One more splash.
Man, great fish catches and definitely a big fish bait. This allows you to take a proven technique out to new depths. You can take that finesse tactic and you can move out off the bank, move out to a main river hump or ledge, and present whether you want to do a finesse style worm, which rigs well on the short shank version. This is a 4/0 Gamakatsu in the lead shaker, and this is an 8/0 Gamakatsu. So short and long, that gives you the ability to do a small worm, or if you're looking for a shaky head for a big worm, look no farther than that lead shaker and that 8/0 hook. Works fantastic on 10-inch and up, also works very well on big creature baits. I'm sure you've got stuff in your tackle box that you'd like to apply this technique to, and we've got you covered. Well, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us today and learning more about our secret lures and taking our tour through our tackle box. It means a lot to Holly and I and the entire Secret Lures team to have our continued customer support. And in closing, if you have questions or you want to sample what we have to offer, we made a kit for every category. Collectively, this little stack of kits would give you everything you needed to start unlocking the secrets to success on your body of water. We hope you'll give them a shot and check back with us as we roll out more items as we head into the new year.
Now, as we've seen today, it's clearly no secret anymore that Secret Lures carries every product imaginable to guarantee you reel in big ones on the water. Like Danny said, the Secret Lures team is constantly hard at work to bring you quality products, and we love showing you their latest creations in action. If you're tired of watching all your buddies reel in the big ones and you're ready to get in on the secret to success, head on over to secretlures.com. Hey, thank you for watching, and join us next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production. This episode was made possible by these partners.
If you love fishing, you never stop thinking about the next time you'll hit the water. We're right there with you here at Secret Lures. Whether you're toughing out frigid winter weather up north or enjoying sunny bluebird skies down south, developing and producing the best kinds of bait and tackle that lead you to success is a year-round passion for us. Visit secretlures.com to fill your tackle box with everything you'll need to conquer the waters all year long.
TH Marine has been producing top-of-the-line marine accessories to rig boats from transom to trolling motor for decades. From jack plates to fish care to LEDs, TH Marine has you covered. TH Marine, outfitting your boat from transom to trolling motor.